Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Unfriendly Podcast. And like we said last week in a last episode, that we'll be getting new faces. And today we are with Ansh and Rajdeep. Ansh works for InsideSport, and Rajdeep is one of our top fans. He is a very big cricket fan, and we have invited him to join us. He also happens to be an RCB and very big Virat Kohli fan. And coming to that, today's topic is going to be RCB retentions, which retentions they should do. I don't think they have a lot of options, but we'll try our best to discuss RCB. So, Krish, let's just start with you.
So RCB retentions. You every time there is a retention in the air whether Kohli should be the captain. Should Kohli leave RCB to win a trophy? We always have that. RCB and Kohli, they cannot be separated. So that is the point. And that's the end of discussion there itself. No, if anyone says that yes, RCB is a non-functioning team almost. They keep changing things,
Yeah.
but without a result. Now Faf has won a trophy. But not with RCB. He won with Punjab Kings above all. So if that is the case, then RCB is not winning anything. Uh, Even then, RCB and Virat Kohli are the two names which cannot be separated ever. And my point is simple. He should be there. Perhaps he should be the captain again. That way, it can bring in the balance that RCB have been missing. That is what I'll have to say about RCB's first retention, at least.
First retention, you are saying that without even thinking, Virat Kohli should be the first retention of RCB. That's it.
Absolutely.
Rajdeep, you, what are your views about it?
Same to same, without any doubt. No second thoughts. First attention, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is RCB, RCB is Virat Kohli. So no
So,
second
Exactly.
thoughts.
but don't you think that now Virat Kohli is turning to be like 37, 38? You cannot just make another team around him again. Like, don't you think RCB should move on and just consider getting a younger player or retaining a younger player? I know that they're
Okay.
going to retain Virat Kohli for sure. But don't you think now they should move on from the idea of just keeping Virat the center point of the team, and like they should now focus on a youngster who can carry the team ahead. I cannot say the word legacy because
See,
RCB doesn't have a
Virat
legacy,
is
but
Virat is fitter than most of the younger players. I mean, you
yeah,
can
he is
say he
fitter,
is
but he's not going
37.
to.
But what about the runs then? The
He is
T20 World
scoring
Cup,
the
mein, where
runs.
were the runs? Where
Yes,
were the
but
runs? They were
the
in the
runs he
final, but where
scored
were
in
the
the
runs?
runs he scored in IPL. Where are those? You have to consider that as well, right? We are talking about
And what about
RCB.
the
We're not
strike
talking about
rate?
India cricket. Strike rate,
But
okay, there is a point to make, but the
yeah,
way he
that's
scores,
the entire point. That's the
yeah.
entire point. Strike rate,
See, that
Krish,
is
in
that
T20 strike
happened.
rate is the only point.
Agreed. The problem is he is still carrying the team. The moment you give him a free hand, he has showed that he can still score at 150, 160. That is not a problem anymore.
No, no,
But
they
But
are
I don't
carrying
think
the
I
team
don't think
because
you
the
need to
franchise
have
made
someone.
a decision to bring
You need to
Cameron
have
Green.
Faf also. Last year, Faf was not at his best. He was also struggling to score, get those runs. Maxwell was nowhere to be seen last season. You cannot blame Kohli that he is scoring at a meager rate. No, boss. He only can score when he is supported by other mates, right?
yeah, Ansh.
He
No,
cannot do
no,
it
he's
on his
carrying
own.
the team because you want to buy someone for 18 crores like Cameron Green. You make stupid decisions and then you say, okay, Kohli shouldn't be blamed for strike rate and everything. Why?
But we are not
The
talk,
whole
but we are not talking about Cameron Green, right? We are talking about Virat Kohli.
but
Exactly.
If
whole
you
thing
see last
hinges no,
season,
no,
no,
whole thing
I'll
hinges
I'll just tell
on the
you
entire
something.
team. Yeah,
If we
go
are
on, go
talking
on.
about strike rate, last season Virat Kohli has won the orange cap, right? And
Yeah.
his strike rate was 157. And I don't think so. 157 is less. It is a decent strike rate, and Virat Kohli has shown if he wants to play with an intent, he can play with an intent.
Then why
When
doesn't he?
you see,
Then why
Because
he
doesn't
because
he?
played with intent
already
last
he is
season. He played with
yeah,
intent last season. There are games when Virat Kohli starts hitting, and at the other end, there are no batsmen who are staying there with him. There are no batsmen
So
who are
who
there
makes the
standing with
team?
him.
Who is
No,
in
no,
the team
no. That's
in the
the point,
last
right, Rajdeep?
17
That
years?
was the point
Who
I
is
was
it? It's
making.
Virat Kohli, right?
no, he is not making the divorce. It is a management decision. Now, see, none of the players are bad, right? Fab du Plessis, definitely, he is still showing that he can do whatever any fit player is capable of. Glenn Maxwell. he is one of the most inconsistent players, but when he clicks, he is the best. Then, I mean, we saw that in Mumbai. Then you have Cameron Green, who has a great potential. I mean, we do not see those things clicking together all the time. Maybe most of the time. That is where we always blame that, okay, Virat Kohli should leave because with Virat Kohli, RCB are not winning. No, it's not his fault entirely, right? When KL Rahul was there, what happened? I mean, he was one of the best young faces that RCB had at that time. Same with Devdutt Padikkal. It's not about those. It's about the entire unit clicking together. That is not happening, and it's not
Every
Virat Kohli's
name, all
fault.
the three names you took, okay, two out of them are not meant for T20 cricket at all. Okay, so my point is that if
Who
Virat
has the
is there in
fastest
RCB,
50? Who has the fastest 50 in IPL?
maybe it's KL Rahul, but that's
Yes.
one time. That's one time. Who has played the most number of first over ducks in T20 World Cup?
No.
I think
So
that
the
will
point
also be
is,
KL
so
Rahul. So let's just
the
not
point
talk
is,
about KL Rahul.
are RCB willing to have a player who can actually match Kohli, or do they want players who can just live in Kohli's shadow? So one of
Yeah,
the reasons why
that's
KL Rahul left was because he was getting same numbers as Kohli. So as soon as he had his bumper season, he went. Now you can say he went to become a franchise's captain, but that's not entirely true. The RCB and RCB fans cannot fathom that someone can overshadow Kohli. That's why they pick players who can't do
Nobody
that.
can
You can
overshadow
talk about
Kohli.
strikers.
that's
Nobody
that's
can
that's one
overshadow
of the
No,
Kohli
no, no.
as
In
of
biggest
now.
performance, no,
theory.
no. I'm not talking about his name. I'm talking about in performance. They can't just have that. It's
Are you
evident.
are
They
you
see
saying
you
are
are.
you saying that RCB purposely pick bad players or
See, they
underperforming
want
players
to
so
win the
that
award in most popularity. Even Kohli has himself joked that about that on the RCB podcast that if there was a popularity contest, we would win.
yeah
It
that
seems
but
like
if
from
there
the
is a
last 17
popularity
years,
contest,
they have Kohli, so Kohli is there, and then they want to fill in the team with names who will maybe create a conversation rather than win you the tournament. Who in
okay,
the right mind would buy Cam Green for 18 crores? I mean, who would
okay.
buy him for 18 crores? His bowling is at this point nothing. He doesn't bowl. When he bowls, he goes for 10 runs and over. And you want him at number 4. To do what? Australia
I
might
have
not
I
even
have a
fit him in
question.
his
I
team
have a
sometimes.
question for RCB fans over here. I have a question for Krish and Rajdeep actually. You guys are defending Kohli, so I want to ask you, like, Kohli has been in the franchise in the last 17, 18 years now. Okay. 16 years, let's just say. So whose responsibility it is to build a team? Who has been their best player? Okay, if you call Kohli the greatest player ever, why have we not seen him build a good team around him? Every year we go into the IPL, we say that RCB has come with okay, that's what we say. So whose fault is that? Why are we blaming? Why is it every time that Kohli have no one to support him in the RCB team? Whose fault is that? Who is not talking with his senior management? Who is not talking with his scouts? So why is Kohli not doing it? What are your views about it, Rajdeep? What do you want to say about it?
Virat Kohli might definitely had a word with his management and people over there. I don't think so. RCB has a every year. There was a time when Virat Kohli was the captain. He was young. We had all the superstars of cricket in RCB: Chris Gayle, AB de Villiers, Shane
Yeah.
Watson, KL Rahul, and then Virat Kohli. Yeah, we can say it never clicked out. Okay, RCB. But if Virat Kohli is not the skipper, there has to be responsibility that has to be taken by Faf du Plessis or whoever else is leading the team. Yeah, Virat Kohli can chip in, but we can't blame Virat Kohli for everything. That he's not building a good team. Right now, it's not his responsibility. Now he's not the captain.
So
He
Rajdeep,
can
can I
suggest the
interject?
management.
Yeah,
Yeah, please,
Rajdeep, so
please.
you said RCB had the best superstar. Now therein lies the problem. You want the
Hmm.
best players, you want the right balance. You don't want the biggest superstars. You don't
Hmm.
want Riyaz Dayal to be the biggest superstar. You want someone who wins you matches. Jasprit Bumrah isn't the world's biggest superstar. He's not even the biggest superstar in Mumbai Indians, but he's the best player they have. Therein lies the
Hmm.
problem that everything has to be about Kohli for RCB. I'm not talking about fans, but their management. Now you can say Kohli has a role in team management or not, but this is the truth. You want the biggest superstars. You don't want the best player or the best
How can you
brands.
say this when there is a team in which AB de Villiers, Chris Gayle, Shane Watson, KL
This
Rahul,
is what
everyone
the
is
word
there,
you use. See,
and still
see,
you're
you
saying that
use the right words.
see that is
I cannot
that is
disagree
the
with
thing.
that. I cannot disagree that
Yeah.
AB and Chris
No,
aren't
no.
great players.
Like
I'm saying
5 minutes
they're
back,
some of the best players of all time.
I tell you, 5 minutes
Yeah.
back, you told that RCB wants to keep Kohli as the champion as well superstar, and they don't want anyone else over there. Okay. Now I'm telling you that few years back they were a team of superstars. Okay. So how do you say that Kohli is the only superstar? They do not want anyone else. According to you, might be according to you, Glenn Maxwell might not be a big name. Faf du Plessis might not be a big name. Cameron Green, okay, fine. But Faf du Plessis has performed outstandingly with CSK. Glenn Maxwell, we don't have to even discuss about him. There are many players. It's not that Virat Kohli has to be the superstar. They take many players. It
No,
just
my
doesn't
point
click out.
isn't about names. You don't need names. You need players. You need
Hmm.
someone like Rajat Patidar to win you matches. You don't need KL Rahul or Sanju
He has
Samson to win
won
you
you.
matches.
He has won
You
you.
need you
He
need
has
players.
won RCB the matches. See, it is
Look
about
at
even Belgium had the. I mean, probably they had the greatest team, but they did not win anything. It happens with teams. Maybe all the names are
for
not fitting
17
together.
years, for 17
It
straight
has
years,
happened. It has happened. It has
17 straight
happened.
No,
years.
if you're talking
Dude,
about
look
names,
at
I'll tell you. Tell me a
dude.
batting lineup which was better than Mumbai Indians last year. Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, Tim David. I don't know. Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya. You
So
have
you're making
all
it
the
a
big
similar,
names over there.
you're making it the same argument as Mumbai Indians have won 5 titles in the last 10 years.
No,
How is this
I'm
an
talking about
argument?
the team. You
No,
told
I'm
me
talking
that
about players.
RCB
See,
doesn't.
okay, let's take Mumbai Indians
Okay,
example. Mumbai Indians
okay.
got Chahal, Mumbai Indians found Tilak Verma, they got Bumrah, they got Hardik Pandya. Now all of these players
Did
weren't stars.
did
They were
Did
players.
Chahal earn his name? Did Chahal earn his name when he
No,
was in
no.
Mumbai or
Who
when he was in
founded him?
RCB?
Tell me one player who, apart from Mohammad Siraj, who RCB unearthed. One player who they unearthed. Come on, one player.
Chahal
Siraj
Siraj
is
was
is
there.
not a
Who
good
Chahal
else?
was
T20
see
player.
Chahal was made in RCB. If there was no Chinnaswamy
They
and
didn't pick
Chahal
him.
doing his
Where are their
wonder with
scouts? Where are their scouts?
yes, that is a point to make for
Where
sure.
are their
There is
scouts?
no doubt about it. But now we have seen that it is changing slowly. Padikkal was scouted. Yeah, I mean he was already performing in Karnataka cricket. I have been there for so long. I understand that. Uh, he was one of the picks that RCB were already looking at. And it is not it was not like out of the bloom that, yeah, I mean, Padikkal was in the auction and he was picked. No, RCB already had a strategy to get Padikkal. Similarly, Vaishak is another player who is coming from Karnataka. I mean, it's just not
No,
about Karnataka. There are other teams
they
as
How
picked
well.
many
Devdutt
matches has
also.
Vaishak played?
Akashdeep,
How many matches has
Akashdeep,
Vaishak played?
Akash, I mean,
So KL
obviously, if
Rahul.
you have big names
Okay.
already, then you cannot play all the players. And KL Rahul, when KL Rahul was no one, I mean, that
Yeah,
time he came
exactly.
into RCB team, right?
KL
Yeah,
Rahul was made by RCB. KL Rahul had started his career with RCB and he went from there to Punjab, then you can say Lucknow and any other team. But he was found by RCB. If you're telling me, I'll tell you Siraj, I'll tell you KL Rahul and like Virat Kohli. But theek hai, Virat Kohli, you
So
can
so
say he
you
was
you
a
said
very
two
big
names.
name.
I'm
Virat
telling
is
you
also
who.
right. RCB did
No,
Akashdeep,
beat
no.
Virat.
see, Akashdeep's elevation in India cricket team is also because of RCB. He definitely did
Hmm.
perform in domestic cricket, but I mean, had he
Again, if
not
we keep
performed,
talking about
see,
elevation,
yes,
can't be the.
Dayan, yes, Dayan,
Okay, okay, guys.
another big
I think
example.
we'll have to move on from Virat and RCB. The topic is about retention. So let's just come to the next segment, which is we all are sure that RCB are going to retain Virat for sure. Now let's just speak about two other players and what are your views that they should they retain these two players or not. The first player is Mohammad Siraj and the second player is their captain Faf du Plessis. What are your views about it? What do you think? Like, should RCB retain both of them or none of them, or what? Ansh, you can start.
Uh, I would retain Siraj. If it were for me, I would give him 11 crores, the third pick. Some might give him 14. For me, he's not better than 11. We have seen he can be very erratic. Some days he's at his best, other days he'll be going for four sixes and an over. That can happen to him. Irrespective, I would have him. Faf, I would be very apprehensive because you're not just talking about 1 year, you're talking about 3 years.
Yeah,
Now, I understand he's your captain, but at the end of the day, he's nearing 40. He's even
right.
older than Kohli. Do you want to make a foreign player your captain who's 40, whose form can drop anytime at any point of time? I'm not at all sure about Faf. I like him as a player. I think he's a very hard worker, very good fielder. But 3 years, I think that's a very tough pick. No, but I think RCB can do that. I would say that. I have seen
If
what
any
they
team
do.
can do it,
I won't
RCB
be
can
sure.
do
Yeah, they might retain Cam Green as well for 18 for all I know. But
it.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
I don't
Krish.
think that should happen. Fab should. Yeah.
What are your views, Krish?
Virat Kohli is obviously the number one pick. Then Faf, I would still keep because we are not sure who is going to be the captain. If Virat Kohli is not taking the captaincy back, then we need that fail-safe situation where Faf is there. Probably when we have a team, then we know that, yeah, I mean, there are these players who can still lead. For all we know that Virat and Faf are the only, and maybe Maxwell. There are only three players who are captaincy material currently. Maxwell, I have my apprehensions about Maxwell because 99% of the time he is off form. And based on 1% of form, you cannot make him a captain and then expect him to probably do wonders.
Yeah.
I would want in ideal world Kohli to get the captaincy back. Uh, I would retain Yash Dayal. I would release Siraj and probably get him from through RTM. Yash Dayal did wonders last season, and I mean he has that hunger to succeed. I don't see that happening with Siraj because Siraj's form has been dwindling for last 2.5 years almost. So I would need to have clarity on Faf. So I would still keep him. So Virat, Faf, and Yasdal would be my three picks.
I don't think so. RCB should retain either Faf or either Siraj. Like
Okay.
Faf is too old. I don't think so. That 3 years, 4 years down the line, we can count on him. And talking about Siraj, I don't think so. We should retain him as we have Yash Dayal and also Akashdeep. Akashdeep is in good form. Yash Dayal is in good form. They are performing continuously even in our domestic tournaments. So I think we should not retain any of them, nor Siraj nor Faf.
Makes sense. Okay, now coming to our top three retentions. Which are the three players you think RCB should retain? And like we'll go with 18, 14, and 11. Okay. So yeah, I think Krish, you can start with that. Your three RCB players.
Kohli 18, Faf 14, Yasdal 11 because even if you release him, he's going to get that much. So yeah, I would go with 11 for Yasdal.
Okay. Uh, Ansh.
I will also give 18 to Kohli. Uh, Faf I'm apprehensive about.
You have to.
I I will take it's tough decision, but perhaps Siraj at 14. I don't want to take him at 14. I would instead take at 3. I would take Will Jacks. I think Will Jacks people are underrating him. He's a monster. He's a monster in T20 cricket. People underrate him. I would not take Maxwell over him. If I
As,
had 8 crores
as
bracket,
long as
I
as
How
would
are
long
take
as
you
Will
Maxwell.
Jacks is
guys? How are
available.
you guys not taking Rajat Patidar in your top three retentions for RCB?
RTM.
Easy for
Yeah,
11. No, no, no. For
He's there
14
in mind. He's
crores,
there in mind. He's
14
there in
crores.
mind.
yeah, Rajdeep,
Yeah,
go ahead.
definitely.
Okay,
First
14
will be
crores.
Virat, 18 crores, 14 crores for Rajat Patidar, and then 11, I guess, right? Glenn Maxwell, top three retentions.
Okay.
If I can pay 14 crore to Mohammad Siraj, who is not performing,
Mohammad
okay, then
Siraj
I
is
can
not
get.
getting 14 crores, bro. He's not getting
No, no.
anything.
Like, I guess Chris said, 14 crores
Ansh,
he
Ansh,
wants to.
Ansh, Ansh said it.
Ansh,
So, no,
sorry,
no,
Ansh
Rajdeep,
said.
do you think there will be a loyalty factor? So, I think a lot of franchises do this. They have a loyalty factors towards some players. I think Siraj, since he's been playing from the start with them, loyalty factor might kick in. I don't think. See, if
You,
it for me, I
you
would
think?
not take Siraj.
Okay. You
Arey,
think he will
they didn't
be.
retain Yuzvendra Chahal, bro. Do
Yeah, I
you
was
I
think
mean,
coming to that.
yeah, fair,
they
Exactly,
fair.
think
No, yeah,
royalty
exactly.
yeah,
factor or
yeah.
something? They don't give a royalty and everything. Yeah.
Loyalty is secondary. We have to think about the next seasons from here. 5 seasons, 6 seasons down the line. We have to think
So
about
Siraj is
that
not
also.
old from that point of view. Like, I mean, who is more tested? I agree. Yes, Dayal was great last year, but who is more tested? Is it Siraj or is it Dayal?
Siraj is tested, but
No,
in bashing, in getting hammered all over the park. I mean, there is no doubt about it. On his day, Siraj is monster, and but those days come very rarely. And the days he is not in his best, he gets all over. And then Chinnaswamy is your base, right? And if we are not winning in Chinnaswamy, then it makes no sense. And
Okay. With
If he even comes there.
on
If
that
he
note,
even comes there.
Yeah.
On that note, we will end this episode of us. So it turned out to be an interesting one. So please like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue making more such videos, more such podcasts for you. Thank you, Rajdeep. Thank you, Ansh. Krish and I will be there. So we will be retained. We don't know about rest of the guys. So yeah, thank you.
We will try
Like
RCB.
RCB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.